Welcome to Tell Me Something Good, the podcast where we shine a light on the incredible ways Christ Greensboro is sharing God's boundless love with our community and beyond.
Yeah, that's right. From inspiring mission projects to heartwarming stories of generosity and service, we're here to celebrate the good news happening right here at Christ Greensboro.
I'm Lori Gray.
And I'm Robert Joe. Together we'll dive into the ministries, partnerships, and people that are making a difference every single day.
So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let us tell you something good. Good morning, Rojo.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm well rested.
You are?
I don't normally say that, but I'm well rested.
After yesterday, you're well rested?
I went home and crashed.
How long did you sleep?
Around 8 hours, which is like...
You didn't take a nap?
No. By the time I got home, I knew if I napped, I would not sleep well in the evening. So I powered through and went to bed at 9.
Dude, I went home and slept for an hour and a half.
Oh, I don't blame you one bit.
And then I got up and this was my dinner last night. You're going to love this.
Girl dinner.
I had ice cream.
Yum. Tell me more.
And it's that Tillamook ice cream. But
it's gelato.
And it had it was pretzels and chocolate and caramel, salted caramel and pretzel chocolate something. I don't know.
Yum.
Okay, so then I was like, well, that wasn't very healthy, so I need to eat something healthy. So my friend Mark had given me a container of watermelon, and so I sat there and ate the whole container of watermelon. So I had my
fruit. Very well-rounded meal.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely, very lovely. And then I went to bed at 11 because I started watching Sirens.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Nice.
And I have 2 episodes left.
Oh my gosh.
I could not stop watching it.
You need to have a bedtime, ma'am.
Well, I mean, I do, but I was so invested in it, and I started. And what had happened was, I started. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch one episode.
Sure.
And Andy said they're not very long, and I was like, okay. So I watched one episode. Well, then I was like, oh, I got to see what happens, and so
sure.
That just kept happening, and then anyway. So it was 11 o'clock before I went to bed. But I did get a nap, so, Anyway.
Well, my hack for that is because I feel like most of us are that way, right? We all want to know what happens, and we can't just end at the end of an episode because they write them so that you want to come back. So I will finish an episode, and if it's an hour episode, I'll watch 5 to 10 minutes and then cut it off.
Yeah.
Because it's I know enough about how it ended, how it began.
I can't do it. I can't. So, I tried that last night. I'm like, I'm going to sit here. I'm just going to watch half. Because I've got to go to bed. And I couldn't do it. Anyway, but I love this show because Kevin Bacon's in it. And he hadn't been in anything in a long time.
Well, there you go. You got to watch it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good. So that was...
Is that your something good?
Well, no. Of course not. That was just some of my nonsense.
That's funny. Okay, well, tell me something good.
Okay, yesterday was amazing. Yesterday, meaning Sunday, was amazing because it was Pentecost Sunday.
Yes.
And we celebrated the birth of the church.
The Church Universal.
The church. Yes, it was fantastic. Everything about it was great. And then we had a little reception. We hosted a reception here for Bev Copley, who is our current DS, but she is moving to a church. Is she moving to a church?
No, she'll be working in like a vitality role.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like a more conference level role.
Yes. So anyway, it was exciting to be here for that as well. So yeah, what was your something good for the previous week?
Well, I am going to kind of jump into today because I was thinking about my something good, and then I decided to change it because right before we started filming this, I had walked into the community room and was working on something, and I saw one of our church members and just started chatting with them, and
they're getting ready to play mahjong, aren't they?
Yeah, But my something good is the fact that I love working in a space where like I can just run into, I say random people, but like people that I'm not expecting to see that day, and we can just have conversations about life, about faith, about whatever, and it's just so life-giving to be able to sit and just talk to people and to have that kind of connection. So that's my something good.
Yeah. I mean, that is one of the many great things about working in this environment is we, on any given day, and really almost every day, there's some kind of very just wonderful spiritual conversation with somebody at some point. And, you know, just, I also love my coworkers because they're very funny. And they make me laugh.
And they make me laugh.
And they're fun. So, and I was thinking about that driving into work this morning because, you know, there's so many people out there who are in jobs that I'm sure that they like. But my mom, you know, and I was talking to my mom, as I do usually on the way to work, because, you know, if I don't talk to her, she thinks I'm dead on the side of the road somewhere. Brenda, bless her. Anyway, so I called her, and I'm just checking in, doing my morning check-in. And she's like, so how was Sunday? And I was like, well, it was a full day at the church. I didn't leave church till it was almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Which sounds like, oh, okay, well, you have an 8 to 5 job. Well, but we were on our feet.
Yes.
And engaging with all the people from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m.
I was going to say.
Yesterday.
And so an 8 to 5, a 9 to 5, whatever you want to call it, like from an office perspective, sure.
Yeah.
But the ways in which we engage with people on a Sunday morning, those 4 hours feel like an 8.
Yeah.
And that's a no disrespect to anybody.
Way.
Yeah, in the
very best way.
But we're on our feet. We're constantly talking and answering questions and engaging and, you know, doing all the things that we love to do, and truly the things that keep me in a job like this because I love it so much. But it is a very long morning. So then to add on an afternoon.
Yeah. So we had
nap time and ice cream.
I know, that's what I did. Well, so we had church on Sunday, and then we had church council. We had the church council meeting, which there was a very large portion of that where we were talking about generosity, which is part of my role. And then I thought, oh, well, I'll have time to go home in between the church council meeting and the reception we were having here. But we got out of the meeting, and I was like, I don't have time to go home.
No time for that.
And so I was just here, and I made the mistake, and this is going to kind of tell my age, but I had flip-flops yesterday, just flat, just flip-flops, you know. My back is killing me today because I was on my feet on the concrete all day long. Yeah. And I woke up this morning, I was like, did somebody beat me with a crowbar in the middle of the night? I don't know.
I sure hope not.
No, but that's what it felt like. So anyway, all that being said, my mom was like, how was Sunday? And I was like, it was great. I got home about 5 o'clock, and she said, do you ever think that you need another job? And I was like, no, because I wouldn't like anybody I worked with. Or there's the potential for that.
It'd be hard to replicate.
It would be, yes, there's no way. And I do have to say, I mean, as you know, I've done a lot of different kind of jobs across in my long life, my 50 plus years. And I have never had a job where I didn't just love the people I work with. Now, that being said, in those jobs, there may have been one or two people that I just tried to, distance myself from.
Sure.
But for the most part, the people that I work closely with, I absolutely love. But this is by far my favorite job, and I hope that I know that there's nobody that's one of any of my former jobs listen to the podcast. So I'm not in danger of them getting a mean phone call. But
that's funny.
Yeah, this is the best. It's like I told my mom, I was like, I get to work with all my friends. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. So anyway, so what are you looking forward to this week? I can't wait to hear about the Baby Boomer event that happened. They went to Greensboro College for the Greensboro Big Band last night. Yeah. So I'm excited to talk to some of them and see how that was.
Well, that'll be a fun thing to hear about. Something I'm something I am, looking forward to this week is not something that I'm actually going to be able to be a part of, unfortunately, but the next hike for our hiking ministry is this Thursday, which is June the 12th at 9 a.m., and they are meeting at the Nathaniel Green Trailhead, which is at the Lake Brant Marina. We have a QR code that you can scan in our messenger from last week that gives you access to a map. And this trail has plenty of parking and bathrooms are available at the trailhead. And so I know that Jen and Bob, who are the ones going to be taking over and leading this hike, they would love to see you.
Yes. So I'm very familiar with this trail. Why are you making that face at me? This is why we need to record it like so people can see our faces, because you just made a face at me like I've never hiked before.
No.
What was that face?
I was just
You made a face at me like I was being crazy. Okay.
I've never gone on a hike with you before, but I wish I had.
Well, so back a few years back.
A few years back.
So,
how far ago was that? How long ago was that?
Not long ago. So Abby was like 13, 14, I guess.
Back ago.
Well, I mean, it was a few years. Okay, be quiet. So she was doing rowing, right? And so they would row here, and while they were rowing, I would hike.
Yeah.
And I got to where, so I would, they would be on the water for an hour. So I would hike in 30 minutes. So then it was a 30 minute.
That's a great idea.
And I would do it by myself, which I'm going to bring Brenda back into it, but my mother hated that. She was like, you shouldn't be hiking by yourself. But that trail, there were people on it and stuff.
Sure.
I mean, I was out there, some by myself. I never felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful hike because it's around the lake and it was just beautiful. I loved it. So yes, that is if you have never been out there, this is a great opportunity to go check that out.
Yeah.
And just to see anytime I have the opportunity to look at water, lakes, rivers, ocean, I take
Stream.
it. I wish I could go, but again, it's at 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Waterfall? Sorry, okay, I'm done.
Don't go, Jay.
Don't go singing about them either. So one last thing about this hike. No, you're good. Is that if you do plan on attending, Jen and Bob will have these blue, green
the flags.
And so you can look for those flags when you meet up with them.
That's going to be so fun.
It's another way of connecting and knowing that you're in the right spot.
Yeah. Well, this coming Sunday is Father's Day, as we both know. And I'm excited. Well, first of all, I'll get to see my dad this weekend. So I'm excited about that. But our next Gen X meetup is this Sunday from 2 to 4, and we're going to meet at Common Grounds downtown on Elm Street, which I have not been to. Okay. The Common Grounds near my house, I've been to
that one.
Yeah. So I'm excited to go hang out with my Gen Xers. And then we've got something else fun that we planned because one of our Gen X and Friends folks is involved with the Carolina Theater, and this is just a little bit this is next month, but I'm so excited about it that I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the Carolina Theater's having a Grease sing-along. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. And it's on July 20th. So we have not, this is like info that is not out there yet. So you're hearing it first right here.
Right
on
here
the tip of something good on the podcast. Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry. It's on the 28th, which is a Monday. So it's not our regular meetup. It's on Monday, July 28th. And we're going to have an event on the website. You can purchase tickets through our website. But Bill Jones is one of our Gen Xers, and he is so gracious to be helping us coordinate this event. But we are... because we're Gen X, we love Grease, and we're all very excited.
This will be so good for your little generation, people your age.
Our little generation? It is a big generation. With
lots of big feelings, apparently.
Yes. Yes. And speaking of movies...
Yes?
We talked about this last week, but we are going to be hosting a movie night here at the church on July 12th.
Yes, at 6 p.m.
Yeah, A Street Cat Named Bob, which I'm excited to see, actually. It sounds really good. It's rated PG-13, so if you want to come, make sure your children are, it's a little bit, it's a topic that's, adult-ish, but it's good for discussion.
Absolutely.
It's about a street cat with a knack for showing up at just the right time. Mm-hmm. And it does, look at topics like addiction and homelessness and how to approach those with compassion and hope and love and all the things that we like to show here at Christ Greensboro. Yeah.
Well, on the note of all of those compassion and hope and love things, I love that we are connected to Greensboro Urban Ministry.
Yes.
Or Urban Ministries. There's not just one. There's multiple.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are interested, so our suggestion is that, it's a group of maybe 6 or 8 people that help to prepare and serve a meal for about 100 people. But we have some dates coming up that you and your friends, so whether that be a kind of a offshoot of Gen X, or if it's just you and your family friends that want to do it, we are looking for people that could serve, prepare, serve, and clean up on October the 9th, November 13th, and December 11th. And that feels very far off, but it is simply not.
It's not. But I do want to say, if anybody's listening who has done this before, our meals they used to be on a Wednesday night, mm-hmm. and we have moved that date to Thursdays now, mm-hmm. because like in the fall, nobody could do it on Wednesday night because we always have Welcome Wednesday.
Sure.
So those dates are on a Thursday, and I've done this a couple of times before. It's been a while, but we are doing this as a staff in July, mm-hmm. and I'm really looking forward to it because it's very sweet to be able to interact with the people there and serve them a meal and pray with them. And mm-hmm. anyway, it's just a great thing. Speaking of prayer, something else I meant to mention on my something good. So Sunday, at Bev's little reception, mm-hmm. they did this. I'm only bringing this up because it just always is. It's always very impactful for me. Mm-hmm. They did the laying of hands. They prayed mm-hmm. for her and over her, and that gets me every single time.
Every single time.
I mean,
Same.
I didn't, because I was out in the front, and so I walked back to just kind of see what was happening, and they had just started that, and I just stood there, and it makes me cry every time.
Mm-hmm. It was so sweet.
It's so sweet. It's one of my favorite things. I have a lot of favorite things I'm coming to realize about myself.
These are a few of her favorite things.
You want me to sing?
Nope.
Okay.
But what I do want you to do
is
talk about mail time.
Yes. So this is speaking of sweet, mm-hmm. They came up with this, Miss Crystal and Lynn. We have so many children in our congregation that go to summer camp. Uh-huh. And so we are going to send them little notes. And if all you have to do is let Lynn or Crystal know. I think it's probably Lynn. Is that right?
It's Lynn.
Lynn. Mm-hmm. And it's llong@christgreensboro.org. And just send us, their name and when they're going to be at camp and the camp mailing address. Mm-hmm. And then we'll send them a little something from the church.
I love it.
And just to let them know that their church family is missing them and loving them and wishing them the very best time at camp.
Absolutely.
I mean, because it is a big deal to get mail at camp. I'm just saying. Did you ever go to camp?
No, I never went to camp. But what I will say is that at my home church, when I was growing up, we, every week, we'd call it Serve Week. And so for Serve Week, the week before or 2 weeks prior, depending on how the calendar fell, we the youth would stand and be the greeters and kind of ushers for that service. Well, for all services. And we would pass out little, fourth of a sheet cards that said, please join me in praying for, and then insert name and the rest of the team that's going to, Lancaster or whatever. And then congregation members, were encouraged to then take that card and not only, of course, pray over it, but they were encouraged to make a little care package. And so the idea was that each student was given, 4 little care packages. And I will never, ever forget. So it was my very first year. We went to Watertown, New York. And I knew that we were going to be getting care packages, but I didn't know the extent.
Yeah.
So someone in the church decided that they wanted to give every sixth grader a little something in addition to whoever they were committing to pray for. And then one of my people that I think just got my card sent me, I guess it was seven notes. And so every morning, well, they didn't care when I opened it, but I opened it every morning just because as I started my day. But every morning I would open this little note from this woman named Melissa, who was from my home church, and it was just the sweetest little way to start my day. And I wasn't necessarily nervous. I loved being on the trip, but it did kind of help fill that home void. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go to camp. Yeah. I went to cheerleading camp, and and you don't get
rah.
Yeah. But Abby loved camp. I mean,
now this kid, to church camp.
Yeah, this kid, I thought she is never gonna let go of my leg, right? Because she cried every day when I dropped her off at preschool, every day. But when the first day at kindergarten was a little bit, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. But she stood up straight, walked in, did it. And then after that, she was fine. And when she came and said she wanted to go to camp and be gone from home for a week, I almost fell out of my chair. But she did, and she loved it. I mean, she got her 5-year paddle. She went to Camp Haynes. She went to Camp Haynes and then Camp Toccoa. She was gone for 2 weeks out of the back-to-back at one point, and she loved it. But we always, and that was just such a big thing for her to get little notes and stuff, because it's nice to know that somebody's thinking about you. And when you're at camp, you watch all the other kids get stuff. So if you're not getting, anyway, it's just it's very sweet. All that to be said, it's very sweet. Something else sweet, and this has nothing to do with church, but, and you probably, well, you don't know this, but y'all go to Lawndale Vet, right?
We do.
So, that's where Wally was, and, I lost him 2 weeks ago. I should have brought my Kleenex in, but I'm going to be okay. So, this, are you looking for Kleenex?
I'm looking for a Kleenex.
No, there's none in here. I don't think. We need to bring a box in here just for future. Just in case. No, I'm going to be okay. I think. So, Friday in the mail, I got a sympathy card from Lawndale Vet, and everybody, the staff, had written little notes in there and everything, and it was very sweet. And his little nose, big nose print, he wore a big dog, and his paw prints were in there. It's very sweet, and of course, I got upset. Saturday, I go to the mailbox, and there is a card from the veterinary school at NC State.
Oh.
And Lawndale Vet had made a donation in Wally, in memory of Wally.
Yeah.
To the veterinary school.
That's really sweet.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. So again, I just was a complete puddle, and luckily I was there by myself because Abby was gallivanting as she does on Saturdays. But I mean, the sweetest thing. Very different experiences from some of the other places where I have had my animals. Yeah. But anyway, it was very sweet. So notes make a big, I mean, it's a big deal.
Well, and this is why I think the heartbeat of this podcast is what it is, right? So the tagline, because we still believe there's good in the world.
Yeah.
And despite all the crap, excuse me for saying that.
You said the nice word.
I said the C word. So despite all the crap that we see in the world, all over the place, I genuinely still choose to believe that there's good in this world.
Same.
And these are just small little moments of why that is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously so many more things going on.
Oh, yeah.
That are also good, but...
Yeah. So many things. Well, and the other piece to that, you can also choose what you hold on to. So you can choose to hold on to the crap and make your life miserable.
Yes.
Or you can choose to get those cards or to get to receive a compliment and hold on to those things.
Or to pass on a card.
And yeah, or to pass on a card. So not only to, either, because, I do, of course we all have bad days.
Sure.
But, yeah, you don't have any idea what kind of impact you may be having on someone when you pay them a compliment or you send them a card.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, be the reason that people see the good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, I didn't cry. I did good. I got close, but I'm okay. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. Well, all right, I think we're going to stop.
Is that an episode for today?
I think maybe
for this week?
Because I might get a Kleenex in a minute. We're so glad that you joined us today, and we hope that we gave you something good to carry with you in your heart. Or if we didn't, we love you so much. Carry that.
Yes, we do. We love you, and we are grateful to have shared this time and this space with you. But even more than this time in this space, we would love to see you on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
So if that is something that you are interested in, we are here on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. in our Fellowship Center for Contemporary Worship and at 11 a.m. in our Sanctuary for Traditional Worship. And we would love to see you.
Yes. Or you can always, YouTube us. Watch us anytime. And then if you've heard something or want to learn more about our church, you can visit christgreensboro.org. Or if you have a question or don't feel like going to the website, you just want to send us an email because that's more fun, you can email us at info@christgreensboro.org because we would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, as summer is heating up, I am going to be reclusing into my house with my needlepoint.
And the AC.
And the AC. My Arctic tundra.
Oh my gosh. That's why
I have a blanket.
So I keep a blanket and socks at your house. I have to
There's
come over.
There's a little pair of fuzzy socks at my house that are only for Lori.
They're my fuzzy socks with the grippers on the bottom.
They got grippers.
Okay. We hope y'all have a great week and come see us.
Yep. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay. Talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.